Hello there, welcome back to Gooner Gathering. I am your host, Goonerly Mead, joined by Birthday Boy plus two, the poshest man in sports entertainment, Posh Bertie. How are you, sir?
Speaking of my birthday, it's worth noting this is not a Chelsea shirt. This is a shirt that I got for my birthday, and I'm wearing
Excellent.
it today. So there you go.
I mean, whatever you're shifting blue colours at the moment, it'll go at bargain prices. So, um, so how have you been, sir? You been
I've been
okay?
great. I had a good birthday. Saka scored a hat trick on my birthday. That was very good. Saw a bit of cricket, and I think I also met a certain someone as well. Yeah.
It was so cool to see you in my hometown and going for a couple of drinks and just talking all things Gooner Gathering, all things Arsenal. I had such a good time, mate. It was so nice to see you. There we are. Show screen, show all the bits. There we are. And
Look
you
at that.
definitely didn't say, let me just put my shades on because I look super cool, right?
I never said that. I'm
No,
like Carlito. I'm always cool, and
yeah,
yeah, I didn't.
absolutely.
Got to have the
Uh,
shades on in that weather. Very hot, very bright.
Absolutely. It was a warm day in Essex, wasn't it, mate? It was a very warm day indeed. Thank goodness. I mean, I put my makeup on today, so it has cooled down a little bit, but
Yep.
it's been warm and hot over here, mate. How was the cricket? Was it good?
Very good. It was good for my dad. Somerset won, so that's good for my dad.
Yeah.
And that's why I drank cider for good luck. Obviously,
Drink, not sponsor.
proper job. But yeah.
Absolutely. But so it's been a few days, isn't it? Tell us about the test match as well, if you want.
Oh, the less said about the test match, the better. Rest in peace, Bazball, gone but not forgotten. Yeah, and then, I mean, let's move on from that quickly and talk
Yeah,
about something else
absolutely.
that's disappointing me.
So here we go. You'll like this link. The reason why we are Gooner gathered here today is because we've had a here we go transfer news breaking from Fabrizio that Kai Havertz, the Chelsea man, I'm quite excited about this. I'm sure Posh Bertie is absolutely buzzing about this news. He's set to be announced as an Arsenal player. Hasn't been officially announced just yet, but is expected to be announced within the next few hours, of my understanding. So I think it's only fair for my broadcast partner to tell us exactly how you feel about this one, mate.
Can you please put up that picture of Edu that I sent to you, please?
Okie dokie. So,
I want to get in there because it's quite a big picture.
absolutely. So here goes. Posh Bertie, is it deal or no deal?
So Noel Edumans here. He has rang and he's saying, "I'd like to offer you Kai Havertz. Deal or no deal?" Sorry, Mr. Noel Edumans. It's a no deal from me. If you can get rid of that picture, please, and bring our beautiful faces back up. There we go.
There we are.
No, not impressed at all. That money, 60 million British pounds for Kai Havertz. He's not even worth 6 million. And
I'm quite impressed you said he was worth 6 million.
Yeah, I was being generous there. So look, where do I start?
At the beginning.
That money could have been used to actually get the Declan Rice deal over the line, because if we couldn't afford 120 million, we can afford 60 million for one of Chelsea's worst players. Yeah, that's great. But no, instead we waste it on Kai Havertz. And obviously, for the sake of supporting my team, I hope he does well. I hope I'm proven wrong, and I hope you're proven right. I hope I am left with a lot of egg on my face. In fact, if he gets Player of the Season award, I will do a stream where I crack a lot of eggs on my face. I will probably, yeah. But I don't think he will. I think we've seen at Chelsea that the Premier League is a lot different to the Bundesliga when he was at Bayer Leverkusen and playing very well. And it wasn't to be at Chelsea. Yes, he scored a goal in the Champions League final, but that doesn't make him a world-class player. There are probably a lot of players who probably weren't the greatest of all time that scored in the Champions League final, but I don't know. I can't name them at the top of my head, but no, I think it's a waste of money in my opinion, and we've given Chelsea the money to get that Brighton player, haven't we?
Which Brighton player would that be?
Oh, Mitoma, obviously. No, it's we've given them the Caicedo money.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, along with Saudi Arabia as well, but
I think we'll come over to Saudi Arabia and all that sort of thing in a bit, because I think it's important for us to focus on the deal that might just happen, right? So tell me exactly why you're not very happy with the Havertz deal exactly. And anyone who is watching us live, if you could do exactly the same, add your comments, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe and all the buttons and all the things. Tell me why you think this is a bad signing for us.
Once again, we are signing players that Chelsea want to offload. At least 25% of the time it's worked. Czech did all right for us. Jorginho actually did well. I know he's not first choice, but whilst he has played for us, he's done well. Mm-hmm. But I look at players like Willian, David Luiz. Those two regularly played for Chelsea, much like Havertz. And when they signed for us, not very good. Willian wasn't very good. David Luiz wasn't very good. And I just think Havertz has had... People compare, Mo Salah played at Chelsea and he did brilliant at Liverpool. Kevin De Bruyne wasn't all that at Chelsea. Look at him for Man City. Kevin De Bruyne and Mo Salah did not play much at all for them. And that's why they left. They played a bit in a different league, and then the two respective Premier League clubs signed them. Havertz has had 3 years at Chelsea.
Yep.
And the only highlight was the Champions League final goal, which in itself is an achievement. But if you think about it, that's it. And we spent 60 million on him. And he spent 3 years at Chelsea, played a lot of games for them.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't cut the mustard. And I just think it's going to be another signing where we'll look back and go, why on earth did we spend 60 million great British pounds on this man here?
Absolutely. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what makes this stream very interesting for me, is that I have a very differing opinion with my distinguished broadcast partner here. I'm actually thinking it might be an upgrade on what we already have. It depends on where you want to think about playing him as well. And if you consider business that might also be in the pipeline. Because I'm thinking at the moment, right, I'm not necessarily thinking as Havertz as a ultimate striker, right? I'm thinking...
No, neither am I.
No. Okay, cool. So we're kind of agreeing on that one then. So I'm kind of thinking, do we think it might be a replacement perhaps for Xhaka, who has been playing in that attacking role? What do you think?
There's a bit of defence in there as well, really. And Havertz is not a defensive-minded player.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Just hello to Spencer, who's in the chat. Nice to see you there, my friend. So,
good to see you.
I'm thinking, as this is literally is almost like Spencer sort of preempted what I was going to say. Coming in as number 8 or number 10. So, Havertz is more of an attacking player. And you know, there's lots coming in all of a sudden. On the flip side,
just to let you know, I was speaking to Sam Wilson on messages recently, and there is a chance that he might be running in because he had a piece to say about Kai Havertz as well, and he said keep me updated if you're going live. So he might
put
be
the link in the chat
in a minute. If
you can put the link in the WhatsApp group, then
I did. I sent it to Sam.
Thank you very much. Perfect. So, so Spencer says it's an upgrade on Nketiah and Vieira. Vieira, of course. Little bit of news as we'll just sort of squeeze that into where we are now. is that he's pulled out of the Portuguese squad for the tournament that's going on in the summer. So let's turn that off there. So there's a lot of things to digest here. I've put a couple of things on our Twitter page. Actually, would you be able to pop that up? Do you think you would? Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you go on Gooner Gathering,
I will
on Twitter, as I'll talk to our audience. Okay. I'm an avid fantasy Premier League player, and there's a wonderful little comparison thing you can put side by side sort of players. And I thought, well, there's two things that I have put up on Twitter. One of which is the comparison between, which one have you got there, mate?
This is the De Bruyne one.
The De Bruyne one. So I thought it'd be quite fun to, as I consider Kevin De Bruyne the creme de la creme, if you like, the standard bearer, the number one man in terms of midfield positioning at Manchester City, of course. And obviously he's quite a bit older than Havertz. Havertz coming to us at 23, I think, 23-4. So obviously there's a bit of an age difference here. But if you're looking all the way down the stats, there is, in terms of percentages and stuff, there is not much between them. Especially if you go into the second picture where it's got the attacking stats in terms of, like, you can see there, like the minutes per goals. I can't quite see it, like shot accuracy there.
There you go.
You can see because it's so small on my phone, guys. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay. What stat are you looking at? Are you looking at shots on target
as a general?
Accuracy? Okay.
Just as a general, right? I'll just say it as a general because I can see quite a lot of it. So if you look at De Bruyne, has been in Premier League level for quite a while, right? And he scored 64 goals. You can see that on that side. On the other side, Havertz hitting 19, right? In quite a few less games. I'm also thinking in terms of him coming to Arsenal and playing just off a striker kind of position. Oh, hello. Arsenal Forever is here. So I will pop that on there. This Declan Rice business is like if you go viewing a house. Yeah, absolutely. So you're right.
We'll get to that in a minute if we're going to.
Yeah, we'll talk about Declan Rice in a minute, mate. If you don't mind, we'll just sort of carry on with the breaking news with Havertz, if you like, and we'll come to that in a second. But I thought it was quite interesting comparing the two of them and looking at shot accuracy there as well. And I know you're going to come back at me and say, well, he's not really the same sort of player, is he? I
not De Bruyne. I can say that now.
No, but I thought it was quite fun to look at them and in comparison with the age difference being that it is, and other stats as well. Now I just want to make sure I'm verifying some of this before it's right. Okay, I've got some other stats as well. It's like getting shots on target, winning all the aerial duels, winning possession in the final third. It's all the stuff that he's been doing with Chelsea over the last little bit. The chat's lighting up all of a sudden, mate.
Because we're popular. We're so popular.
And you know what? We must be so popular that everyone is hitting that subscribe button.
Yeah. The 4 in the view count represents 4 million.
Is that how it works? It's 5 million now. But,
oh my God.
So would you like to sort of come back at me and tell me what an idiot I'm being?
Yeah, you're comparing Havertz to De Bruyne. You know, it's chalk and cheese, I'm afraid. When I first saw that stat, that what you said, I thought, if he's comparing Kai Havertz to Kevin De Bruyne, I'm about to cook this man if we go live. But no, I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do that. Look, I know you're trying to find some positives in this deal, but I think Kai Havertz has had a lot of time in the Premier League. Premier League's different to the German league, and I don't know. I think, and I hope I'm wrong, but Chelsea don't want him, and so they're like, "Here on, offload him. Here you go." And yeah.
Is it a case that Chelsea don't want him though? You can lose the stats if you want.
Oh, okay. Here we are.
Is it a case that Chelsea don't want him, or are Chelsea in such an issue at the moment that they are flogging everybody? Kante is officially gone. Havertz looks like he's coming to us. I believe there are a few others on the way to Saudi Arabia as well. Koulibaly, is it? The centre half?
Koulibaly, Kante, Edward Mendy. Yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment.
Yeah, and there's another one as well. Callum Hudson-Odoi, something like that.
Hudson-Odoi, yeah.
I just pulled that name out of somewhere. I don't know quite where.
Hudson-Odoi. I mean, I remember like when Chelsea was it. Oh, everyone said he's going to be the next big thing. He's going to be brilliant. What the England national team needs, and it's just Hudson-Odoi.
No, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, the next big thing. Okay, but in football terms, and it wasn't to be. Anyway, that's my thoughts on him. Yeah, Hudson-Odoi as well, going to Saudi Arabia.
So, I mean, let's talk about that briefly, if you like. What is going on there at Chelsea, and why is everyone going over the Saudi Arabia? Tell us why.
Why? Second time we did that reference. Well, I don't know why, quite frankly. Does Todd Boehly have someone on the phone, or I don't know. I know that Saudi League is got a lot of money. It seems to be everything that the Chinese league wasn't. Do you remember when a lot of players went to China?
I do.
It's weird, really. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know why it's Chelsea that the Saudi players are going for. There's talk of Thomas Partey as well going to Saudi Arabia.
I have heard this too. I've also heard talk of him going to Monaco.
Oh, yes, Monaco.
I knew it was an M.
But I don't know what to say on this because I don't know any inside details into Todd Boehly's contacts.
So the way I'm seeing it feels like it's the remnants of the Abramovich era, and I mean I'm no accountant, I can tell you that much. But for them to lose, I mean, even potentially in one day, losing quite a few investments there, if you like, at quite a loss as well, by the way, with the Havertz deal particularly. There's a big dip in how much they actually paid for him. I'm sure you can find a reputable.
I believe the scientific explanation is that Chelsea have turned a profit on Kai Havertz. They did. What did they buy him for? Was it 70 million when they bought him from Leverkusen?
Well,
I can't remember.
Let's see if we can find that out, because I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure we have bought him less than what they paid for when they signed Havertz from Leverkusen.
Okay.
I think.
All right. Okay. Well, if that's the case, fair enough. But nonetheless, it's certainly one that sort of hit us left field over the last couple of days. Would it suggest to you that? Do you think it's an upgrade on what we have, like Spencer is saying in the chat here?
I only see him. He's more of an attacking midfielder. Like, that's Odegaard's position. And he's not going to be a backup for Odegaard, surely not.
Would he be playing next to Odegaard? Thank you, Arsenal forever.
90 million. So we've definitely paid a lot less. But that's just because his stock went, and that wonder why his stock went down. Maybe because he wasn't that good at Chelsea. And,
I'm not going to argue that he didn't have the best of times over at Chelsea. I won't say, but I also think maybe Chelsea Football Club as a whole is a lot less secure than potentially Arsenal at the moment. You know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, look.
Definitely.
They went through a couple of managers really recently over the previous season that just went, for example.
Yeah.
It just seems awfully chaotic up that way at the moment. And, you know, if you're very much in and out of the team, so say that's not going to help your confidence or career. And do you know what? This very easily could come back and say, oh, Lee, what are you talking about? Quit your channel, etc., etc.
Nostradamus strikes.
There you go. That's a good one. I like that. But I don't know. I certainly think. I mean, I think you mentioned it briefly about his time in Germany and how he actually started his career very well, very young as well. I think he's one of the youngest players to play in the Bundesliga. I believe he also became a youngest goal scorer for Leverkusen. So I certainly think there's a player there. But again, whether he can come out from the troubles he's had at Chelsea, and so I'm not going to say he's had a wonderful run, because maybe not, but if he could come over to Arsenal, settle into a side that's been playing some lovely fluid football for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, I can name a lot of players have ended up going to Premier League clubs for a big price and have not ended up doing as well as people thought. It was the same when they signed Timo Werner. Very good striker in Germany. There was a time where I said I would take him at Arsenal. There was those times before he signed for Chelsea when I said I'd love him here. Signed for Chelsea, didn't do well. He's gone back to Germany in Leipzig. He's not been I don't think he's been as clinical and as goal scoring as he once was. So it's the Chelsea, not let's say the Chelsea effect. It's maybe the effect of playing in the Premier League and not working out. I don't know. I'll tell you one example of a player not doing that well at a Premier League club and then going to another Premier League club and not doing well. Falcao, when he went to Man United, one of the best strikers in the world at that time, and how Louis van Gaal got him on loan.
Louis van Gaal army
was incredible. Didn't do well. I think he scored about 5 goals. United didn't do that particularly well at all. Mourinho then wanted him at Chelsea and got him the following season. Didn't play a single game, and when he did, it was very lackluster. And I think he went back to Monaco, and he wasn't the same player. So I can name a few players like that.
Yeah, Falcao was an extraordinary talent. Absolutely agree with you that. But before he even signed up over United, he had issues. He had major injury issues. So that's why they went for the loan deal on him.
It was the first player that came up that came to mind for me for some reason.
Oh yeah,
don't know why.
I mean, you can also bring up Di Maria as well.
I think Di Maria did all right at PSG. I think, although
I'm thinking of his time at Man United, mate.
Yeah. I know. He started off very well. Didn't have then it just
about 2 months
plateaued a little bit and then went downhill. Yeah. He kind of although no Premier League clubs were in for him afterwards, but he kind of did okay at PSG. I think he kind of got some of his mojo back, but maybe not much. I don't know.
Did you say mojo?
Yes, I said mojo.
Yeah, I thought you did.
And I can assure you now, I'm not getting hype over Kai Havertz at Arsenal.
No. I like the way you just snapped that reference in. That was nicely done.
That wasn't even for wrestling. I just said mojo because not for Mojo Rawley. I just said it for the definition. That wasn't a wrestling reference at all.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, if you hadn't already realised, myself and Posh Bertie don't really take ourselves very seriously, and we do like throwing in the wrestling references every now and then. As the Koulibaly deal and Mendy look like it's just had the here we go from Romaro.
Yeah.
That's
as first reported by us.
Exactly. So Fabrizio's heard that we were streaming. He's copying everything that I'm only playing.
Hello, Fabrizio in the chat. Good to see you.
How you doing? So if we move away from Havertz for a minute. Shall we address Arsenal forever? Talking about Declan Rice.
I've got it. Yeah, absolutely. So yesterday, it was confirmed. Right, last week, after the 80 million bid went through, and it was immediately rejected by West Ham, there was talks on the same day that a second bid went in from various sources, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a few days later, we were told a second bid is to be discussed. So it hasn't gone in then. But everyone else said it did. And then on Tuesday, yesterday, it was definitely confirmed. Second bid went through, despite it apparently going through last week. But no, second bid went through yesterday. It was going to be an improvement on 80 million because it was immediately rejected. It was 75 million. Yes, plus add-ons, which went to 90 million, but it was 75 million as the initial bid, and it was immediately rejected. West Ham want either 120 million or 100 million plus a player. It has now been reported that Man City are going to be offering them that sum of money plus Calvin Phillips. Man United are in for him and want a certain 90 million plus McTominay, a player who David Moyes rates, apparently.
I'm glad someone does.
I know. In Moyes' time at Man United, the players he bought, Fellaini and all that. But no, I think we are too slow and too, should we, shouldn't we? We're too, and this is ironic coming from the poshest man here. We're too conservative. We're too conservative on Declan Rice. Not that kind of conservative, don't worry. But we're too cautious when it comes to negotiating. We are too scared to go full throttle, to pay the price, pay what he's actually worth. And if the third bid comes in, I bet you it's going to be under his valuation, which is what they want. And that is why I think, and Postradamus is going to strike again, I'm afraid. This time next week, it would have been a here we go, Declan Rice to Man City. And he will be in a Manchester City shirt. I fear that. I have grave reservations. And as Arsenal forever says, we need to pay up or shut up. There we go. Put our money where our mouth is and pay the full money. If we can afford it, if we haven't splashed the cash on Havertz already.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I just think he's not going to be an Arsenal player. I think this time next week, he'll be singing the blues.
See, again, this is what makes this quite fun, because you play your role extremely well. And
it's not a role. That's what I genuinely think. Sam, I sent you the link on your WhatsApp. If you want to join in, come on in, mate.
We'll be on for another, 15, 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Because I have to leave. Because I'm over on Sophie's channel, which is Gooner Gossip TV, at 6:00.
Oh, okay.
Off to Monkeyland.
There you go.
Fair enough. Will you absolutely pop your points in the comments? Absolutely no problem. Declan Rice. Okay. I am pretty well informed that this one is about 90% done. They are very nearly there. I think the Rice one's going to be done before. Absolutely, Spencer. I don't think that young man wants to leave London. I think he's currently, or actually, I can guarantee this, he's just had his haircut. He's ready to have his photo shoot. And that's not even a lie. There's pictures of this. Oh, no. I don't think there's anything like that. Declan's not that sort of guy as well.
Yeah. We'll have a good old moan together, Sam. We will.
Look, you two want to do that? You absolutely do it, right? I'll encourage you to put as much content out as you can, because I can't always do it. I'm away from my day job this week, so I'm available for bookings, everyone.
Yeah.
But Declan, I think is going to be signed sealed sooner than you probably think. That's my feeling.
But I know the player reports, rumour and innuendo, saying that the player wants Arsenal. He only wants Arsenal.
Yeah.
But the reality is, it's not up to the player to decide where he goes. It's up to the owners of the club or the club as a whole, unfortunately. And I will give you a perfect example of this. There's it's quite a funny story as well. It's a brilliant story that Harry Redknapp told about Benjani when he went from Portsmouth to Man City. He did not want to go there, but they accepted an offer from him. It was signed, sealed and delivered. Harry was saying, mate, Benjani, off you go. And Benjani went, no, I don't want to. But it's bids delivered, it's accepted, you've got to. And he ended up doing it with a heavy heart. It was a great story being told, but this is what I think that's what the Declan Rice situation is going to be. Even if those rumours are true and he only wants Arsenal, if the club accepts a bid from Man City, the contract's done and everything, he's going to have to go. Bit like Mudryk and Chelsea. If he only wanted Arsenal,
just going to say
why is he going to Chelsea then?
Because Piers Morgan's having that exact argument at the moment. He's saying on Twitter, it feels very much like Mudryk. Go ahead, Posh.
I'm going to wash... After this, I'm going to wash my mouth out with soap and water here, but Piers is right. Can't believe I said that. But Piers has a point. It's feeling like the Mudryk situation again. We were apparently 90% done with the Mudryk deal. It was all ready. It could have easily been here we go by Fabrizio. No, Benjani refused the move to Man City. But in that story I told, but he still went. And
different circumstances, different clubs, perhaps.
I know. I understand, but I don't know. But it seemed like the Mudryk deal was all but done. Not even 90%, 97% really done. And then suddenly, here come Chelsea. Here's the money. This is exactly what you want. Here you go. We're not messing about. It was done. Snap of the fingers. And that's what I think it's going to be like.
And I would say this, it's not exactly worked out very well for him, unfortunately, for Chelsea and Mudryk, is it? So if Pep comes calling, you pack your bags, start revving your car engine, and you're off. Well, we should want to win trophies. I loved seeing the chat getting very excited about this stream, so I'm so pleased we're doing it. And thank you all for being here. It is appreciated, and this is what's fun about this stream. And you'll find this is very different to an awful lot of other Arsenal YouTube channels, because I've got a lot of love for this man over here. I respect his opinion, and we make a massive point of just being family friendly as well. And that 8-year contract will definitely come back to bite Chelsea, because look at the fire sale that's going on over there right now.
I do think with players like Mudryk, it will be interesting to see how he does next season, or how a lot of Chelsea players do next season under the management of Pochettino. I rate Pochettino as a manager. I do think he did quite well at Tottenham. Got on to the Champions League final. That was the most terrifying night of my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do rate him as a manager, and it'll be interesting to see what players like Mudryk and Enzo Fernandez do with Poch, because
my name is Enzo Fernandez.
I had a feeling this would happen.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Can't teach that.
No. But players like that, it'll be interesting to see what they do, because I do think I've got a hunch that under better management, not Frank Lampard, for example, Pochettino might get the best out of them. So it'll be interesting to see how those so-called flops are going to do. One to keep an eye on.
Absolutely agree with that. I do want to bring up some news that I don't know if you've heard this one or not, and it's regarding Scotland's Kieran Tierney. Now, so I would suggest that we probably actually agree on this one, that he is a really top defender, and it'll be an awful shame to see his talents go elsewhere. There is talk, would you believe, of him actually staying at Arsenal. And Sam says it here, Tierney to stay. Now, I have heard that there's a possibility of Arteta looking at playing 3 at the back. So obviously we're looking at Saliba, Gabriel, Tierney. I don't know how much you know about Timber, because I didn't know much about him until probably
it's
about
a type
4
of
hours ago.
wood, Durian timber. It's a wood, you know. No, I've got a friend who supports Man United, and we always talk. He talks to me sometimes on the regular, and Timber in January was linked with Man United, and my friend said, United need to get him next season. He should be a good target for us. And suddenly we're in for him, and he's fuming. So
from the clips I've seen, he does look very impressive. He's right-footed. He's got his recovery from the YouTube clips, and I know it's YouTube clips, so I will take it with a bit of a pinch. But it looks like his recovery is really good. He's got good anticipation. He looks like he's decent distribution on the ball, and he certainly scores a couple of goals as well. That is my valuation on seeing about 5 minutes of a clip.
Yeah, and I actually saw, I don't know what someone shared an article on Twitter, but it said, who is Durian Timber, the inverted right back that Arsenal are looking to get?
On that word.
Oh, yes, an inverted right back and an inverted left back. Come on, baby. Although, with a three at the back, inverted wing back, I guess, him and Zinchenko, it could... I don't know. You mentioned the three at the back stuff.
I did.
I'm gonna talk about Chelsea again. I keep talking about Chelsea. It's still got a blue shirt on. I'm gonna talk about Chelsea again. When Conte was the manager, and when he lost 3-1 to us, he said, right, you know what? The formation I've got at the moment, it ain't working. He then changed to a three at the back formation, and with wing backs and everything. That formation won him the league. I'm not saying it might do for us. I'm not getting too confident, but that formation worked wonders for them for the rest of that season. So it's interesting to see if we go three at the back with Tierney.
And look at what Manchester City are doing or did at the back end of the season. That extraordinary formation. They got the most out of Stones as well in a higher-bred defensive stroke midfield, whatever it was, position.
Yeah.
Listen, as a very old man, boys and girls, I find it very hard to explain it. It's that this is why Pep is a manager and I just play retro football management.
Where is
everybody.
It? Hang on. Here we go. There it is.
I haven't got the link.
Give us your money.
It's a fantastic download game. I'll put the link in on the thing later on. Take it away. Thank you. But look, if the game is moving on into a different direction and these players are getting very intelligent in terms of... So if I sort of play it for an Arsenal way, say, if we go for that base of the three with Kieran in it, say, it does lead a potential for Zinchenko to play on the left side, go up forward where he's very comfortable in doing, go up and down that midfield. And potentially, if you've got Rob Holding, sorry, I'll correct myself. Ben White at the right back area, say.
Yeah.
It does make sure he can sort of solidify his position as the defender. And it does give you an overload and it gives you the extra cover if you need it as well. So maybe with different personnel, it might work better. Take a breath and report breaking news, because I've just seen some more breaking news, it's talking about Manchester City's looks like outgoing captain Gundogan. He's just had a here we go. He's just had a here we go to Barcelona.
So Manchester City the Kovacic has been here we go, and now Man City might have to look for another midfielder now.
Exactly. Who could they be possibly going for?
I'm doing the Carlo Ancelotti eyebrow raise there.
I saw it go up, mate.
And The Rock.
Oh yeah, Ancelotti versus The Rock. What a match that would be! One for the ages. We apologise for our wrestling. No, we don't. No,
we don't. we don't care. We don't care about you people. There you go.
You know what do you think about this whole situation? It doesn't matter what you think.
Oh.
Yes.
I was wondering what.
Guna.
Anyway, before we turn back to one viewers, I think Gundogan, it's such a surprise that he is leaving, because
super player, isn't he?
You get a lot of people who said when he was linked with us, you got a lot of people saying, "Oh, if Pep doesn't want Gundogan, why should we?" Well, Mr. Certain Gentleman who lives in Spain, look at him in the FA Cup final. He is a player that turns up when it matters. And God, do we need players like that. And I tweeted, I said, why would people not want Gundogan at Arsenal? Yes, I know he's a bit older, but I think we need a player that can turn up when it matters, like the FA Cup final, like those last few stages of the season. Gundogan's one of those players. I don't take shots, not after that time in 2019 when I threw up the next day. No. It's not those shots. Okay.
Just don't bring up that story I said to you Monday, because
the Luigi Gianlieri Gremlins are gonna come after you. Who is LG? Is that like is Luigi something? I don't know.
I get the LG. Lee.
Oh yeah, it's a broadband, isn't it? That's all right. I mean, yes, I know I prefer O2, but what are they going to say?
You're a silly boy, Posh Bertie, and I love you.
I appeared in a video with him once. Fun fact.
I remember, mate. It's almost like we could bring that up in perhaps a WTF moment later on.
Actually quite a nice guy off camera. But yeah, I'm not going to...
Kayfabe, stop it.
Kayfabe, no. Yeah. But yeah, what was I going to say?
I don't know, sir.
Oh yeah, Gundogan, yeah. I hope wish him well at Barcelona. I didn't think he was going to sign for us. I wanted him to. It would have been a great addition, but no, I didn't think he was going to.
So, being that there's lots of potential outgoings and a few incomings that we're talking about here, is there any other names that you might want to see come into Arsenal?
Any names I want to see come into Arsenal in what at the moment?
Yeah, this window right now.
Yeah. Well, I would love to see the Riceman, obviously, Declan Rice in our midfield. He was our number one target. If we don't get that over the line, if we don't get the Declan Rice deal over the line, this man is in trouble. Eddie, that is not Noel Edmonds. But I think Timber, I think, will be good. I do. EC looks all right. Again, a friend of mine wanted him at United. Yeah. Be nice to see him. Moussa Diaby, who we're linked to. He looks like a decent player. Moose. Yeah, I want him just for that reference, really. We got Moose and Mo. We're going to have the time of our lives. Oh, it'd be brilliant. No, Moussa Diaby.
Shall we give them a shout out, by the way, before we carry on? Old School Wrestling Podcast. Give them a watch.
They're brilliant. Yeah. As I was saying, you let me lose track of thought here. Good heavens.
Sorry, mate. But you were saying about players.
Diaby, much like we have a good record with people called Diaby coming to Arsenal. So I think hopefully this Diaby won't be so injury prone, and if he signs for us, that'll be good. And I think the Timber's more of a right back. We should be getting another centre back. We were linked with the Palace player Mark Guehi, I think his name is pronounced.
Played for England the other day.
Good showing for England. And another player called Simakan. I don't know much of him, but I think both him and Guehi are quite similar. I'm not comparing them both to Saliba, but I think the way they play, the style that they play, is similar to how Saliba might play. Not saying that they're just like each other, but the way they want to play is similar.
Fair enough. Okay.
Pacey, high line defenders. I think that's what Arteta is looking for. I think, and
yeah,
Holding can't play that.
And like I said, there's probably other names that we haven't even touched upon. If you think about the January window, there's no, like, Jorginho. Where did that name come out of? And all of a sudden, it was there.
Yeah.
So, look, it seems to me it's getting exciting now. No matter your feelings, whether you're pro player or against the player, the transfer window is really heating up. And I would say, before we go off here, because I want to wrap this up very shortly, is that anything that does happen, we will definitely be bringing it to you one way or t'other. Also, as we are wrapping up, me and Posh are meeting up later on this evening for doing a pre-record for the Gooner Gathering Special Awards.
The Goonie Awards.
Absolutely, the Goonies. And we are going to do our brand of entertainment. It's nothing to be taken seriously at all. It's a whole load of nonsense, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And basically, that is what our channel, if you're new to us, is what we're all about. We're all about having a good time and entertaining people. So we are going to record that tonight. We will probably put that up live tomorrow. I think is probably a good shout, because in about 10 minutes' time, I'm joining Sophie on Gooner Gossip TV, basically going through some of this, but I'm on the other side. Sophie's going to be asking me the questions. And last time I spoke to Sophie, we had a fantastic Desert Island kickabout with her, and she's a brilliant YouTuber, and she's a lot of fun to be around. So hopefully you guys can all tune in, see us live in 10 minutes' time. So before we get out of here, Posh, I'm going to do this. Okay. Where can they all find you, sir?
You can follow me on Twitter at Posh Bertie and Instagram at Bertie Wanless. Both times I made posts where I critiqued the Havertz deal.
Absolutely. And we will see all sides of the argument on Gooner Gathering on Twitter. You can find me at Goonerly Meads on Twitter. You can find Gooner Gathering on TikTok now. I've managed to change the handle, so it's all Gooner Gathering, all under one branding. So make sure you see our silly little TikTok videos where we put some of our highlights of our streams, to mostly wrestling music, to be fair, but it's a lot of fun. We might see more of that later on today. Spencer says, enjoy, gentlemen. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in our impromptu live stream. We'll catch you again tomorrow on Gooner Gathering when we put out our award stream. And until then, take care of yourselves, look after each other, and we'll speak to you soon.
Edu out.